So, in medical school, and I'm sure you're familiar with this, we use the word, we practice, we treat people, but we don't use the word healing. If you use the word healing, you're a charlatan or a quack. And yet, homeostasis, or return to homeostasis, is in fact a biological healing response that occurs with these techniques that you've mentioned, that you actually not only feel better, but you're reducing the inflammatory markers, you're changing gene expression, and science documents many cases, although not as many as we'd like to see, of what is called spontaneous remission from chronic illness, including sometimes in cancer. What do you say to that?
Well, I say, yes, more and more of us are doing this. There's more and more research, as you're pointing out, and that's really important, and still there's resistance. And that's what's so interesting, that the resistance is coming in spite of the fact that our healthcare system is failing people with chronic illness.
Where's the resistance coming from? Drug manufacturers, pharmaceutical companies, hospitals, medical equipment, lobbyists,
doctors
too.
And also the consciousness that we have that's still there, which is bred by fear, that somebody else knows much more than we do. Now, obviously, if you get hit by a truck, you need someone who knows something else and can repair you. But we're the ones who know, for the most part, in general, what's best for us. But that idea is a revolutionary idea, and I think it's very threatening to all the interests you mentioned, and also to our own chronic dependency on authorities. So if we have the opportunity to take responsibility for ourselves, we worry, well, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it won't work, and maybe they're right.
So Jim, what will it take to shift this paradigm? I know the Center for Mind-Body Medicine here in Washington, D.C., has something called a strategic plan that goes up to 220. What is that strategic plan?
The strategic plan is that we need to really create a movement. That we've been in a way we've been part of a movement, you and I and others for many years, but we need to very consciously create a movement to bring self-awareness, self-care, and group support into all healthcare everywhere, into the education of all health professionals and of our children. And we need to get together. I think that's the next step, that all of us who have been working in different ways, whether doing research on epigenetics or working on the psychospiritual, as you've been, or working with creating population-wide answers to psychological trauma, as I'm doing, we need to come together, and we need to really have a massive campaign of education.
Available on CuriosityStream. Watch premium factual shows at curiositystream.com.